crazy world, you've arrived at That's a Pretty Crazy Idea. And me, I'm John. Well, finally we've got the day. We received the scissor hoist about 2.5 weeks ago now. It was brought on a flat deck tow truck, and he just dropped it off on the ground, which is going to make it very hard to move. They were supposed to send it in on a high ab on the day I asked them to bring it, and they didn't. And I asked them to do that because I got a car here, I got another car down there that is coming and going to be parked right here. And this one's going over there. And they charged me $400 for the delivery. Or $300, can't remember now. But I had asked for a high ab, and they just sent it on this tow truck, and they were supposed to wait until I called. They didn't. So now I have to get this thing, now that we're just about ready to move it, and get it set up, hopefully tomorrow. But we shall see how it all goes. A little lever to get this thing lifted so we can get a dolly under it. Here we go. So it was a bit of a struggle to get it down. It wasn't bad though. It took only about 15 minutes to drag it 40 feet. We used a couple of dollies, and we pried it up with just a piece of wood and lifted it that way. So it worked pretty good once we got it onto the actual drive. Getting it off the dirt was the hard part. Thank goodness a little bit was already on the drive, so we had one dolly under there straight away, and it worked out not too bad. Thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. Now, some of the damage, quite a bit of the damage, was done by us moving it actually. There was some damage, but it was nowhere near the damage that you see now. I mean, all of this was done by us. But it is crated up better than a lot of the other scissor lifts that I've seen. So, and even the pump unit is fairly well boxed. So I mean, a lot of them seem to have just cardboard around them. There are all kinds of dings in them. But yeah, so I'm going to undo these now and get them exposed and see what damage, or if there's any damage done. I got the lid up, and that's it. And some pieces look pretty rusty here. I guess it was kept stored outside. Bubble wrap or something over the top. Yeah. Well, at least a giant clown didn't pop up going ha ha ha. So that's my my new scissor lift, and a little bit of work to do now to get it all fitted. I'm going to have to change over some of this. I want to go to a quick connect on one of them because of the way I'm going to be pulling this around. and you'll see that a little bit later. But that's the just as the box opens, what I got. Of course, like a guy, I decided to do it the hard way, and I smashed up all of these things. Well, all you actually have to do is pull the tabs up. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it should just pop off. Lesson learned. There we go. So far, so good. It's all plastic wrapped. Even the instructions are in plastic. I've actually been quite impressed so far with the way they've actually put this together compared to a lot of these, like the bend pack and whatnot, that I've seen people get out of cardboard and stuff, and just haven't been that well done. So yeah, kudos. The easy way to move this, we found, was not with the wheels, but putting the dolly under one side, adding a rope, and a couple of wheel dollies under the other side, and another rope, and we've been able to spin it around very, very easily. Virtually impossible to move with the wheels on this concrete. It's not particularly smooth. Okay, there's the hydraulics hooked back into the cylinders with the quick connect on it now, and there it's on the machine. Quick disconnect on this end. So just got to fill the tank and hook it all up and see if she rises. Well, that was a bit of a mistake on my part. I thought I read somewhere that this thing takes 10 liters, and I thought I went one full bucket, 3.78, and about a half, and it's so full, and it spilled out when I tried to take the cone out. So be careful. It's not that, it doesn't take that much. It takes about, well, that's 4, 5, 6, about 5 liters maybe. So keep that in mind. Plus you're going to have some when I charge up the system going back through it. So right now it is over full, but as soon as it has to fill in all the tubes, then after that I'll see what the level is like, because the level's quite high on this end. Oh no, it's way down here. Oh dear. Might have to go and drain some of it out of the drain port, which I'm guessing is right there. So drop it down just a little bit. So I've had my my lift about 2 months now, and this is the first day I'm trying it to see how she goes up. All hooked up, ready to go. Let's see. not too bad at all. Considering that was the first lift and there was air in the system and had to prime the whole line. There's a quick disconnect on, but I see I've got a leak down there. I'll have to fix that. But yeah, let's drop her onto the safety. There's actually one more stop, but I think, yeah, it's finished for this time. They said to get all the air out, you got to do it up a few times. So let's just drop her down. That's not working. Joey, get out of there. That's 16th below. That's completely flat this side. We're down a 16th here and down an 8th here. Okay, going down. There we go. That's how long it took to go down. It's very smooth for the price of 2,100 Canadian. It's a good buy. Well, I guess I'll try it again a little bit later. When I got a car on it, and take a look. But yeah, from what I can see, all I gotta do is tighten up the connection that I put on, because it is leaking a little bit, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna raise it one more time and away I go. It doesn't quite make that last setting, but I hear that some of these just have like 3 stops. This one's got, if I can get it going to the full setting here, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 positions that you can have it in, which is not too shabby compared to a lot of them which just do 3. Yeah, not too shabby at all. Pretty pleased with that. I guess I'll find out when it tries raising a car whether it's still as good as I think. But you can see how much is leaking out at the bottom there, and that's not good. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to drop it down again. The only thing I don't like about it is this shifts a little bit in here. You can see that it's bent this way and then this way. So I could shim it like along one side, stick a little shim in each side just to tighten it up a bit, just to keep everything in a nice alignment. I'll wait and see. See what happens, see what it's like. I probably will end up doing that just because it's so easy to drop a shim down each side. Just put a little piece of angle in there, and that should just about do it. And that will bring, I can't move that, bring it over. And actually I think it's the fitting that's actually leaking. It's just coming down on the outside, but you can see it starts way up here, so it's actually coming out of the fitting. So hopefully that'll seal up over time. But yeah, that's awesome. When I released the pin up here, all kinds of water drained out of this tube, so I got to put a drain hole in the bottom here so that it just doesn't sit in there. Yeah, there we go. Just a nice neat little drain. Okay, now that looks a lot straighter. The locking mechanism is now fully engaged in one of the ribs here, and all I did was put a couple of washers up here, got a shim to pull it all straight, and now it looks very, very straight in there. So that's a lot better. Yeah, and how smart is that? Get a little drip tray so you don't have to clean up a big mess like that all the time. What a pain that is. Oh well. There's going to be one more modification here probably. I'm probably going to take the hydraulic lines out straight out the side. This is where the car engine will be, in this area over here, and rather than have the tube come right out in front underneath the car so I can trip over it, I'm thinking I'm going to just take it all over there. I'm going to have to turn that one cylinder around to get the nipple on the right side. And also, I'm looking at this and I'm going, geez, you look at that and you go, wow, that is a pretty small thing, because this is where all the load's coming in. So I don't know if it rests further back. I don't think it does. Compared to this pin up here, it seems a lot bigger. This is actually bigger than it looks though, because the actual pin is actually wider than this part here. So, but I'm not sure if that screws into the pin anyways. I'm going like, geez, I sure hope they didn't drill out that little pin. Just seems like a weak spot from my point of view anyways. So, and oh, I found that these were, if you took them straight out at the side, were really, you could really lift them up and bounce them around on 3 of them, and one of them seemed to be fitting fine. To make the adjustment though, you need a 14 mil Allen key and a 30 mil socket for the lock nut. And then you can tighten these down a little bit and get them in a way that you'd like them. So if you tighten them a bit too much, then they don't slide backwards and forwards. So it's sort of a real balance there. But other than that, you just needed tightening. 3 of them needed tightening a little bit. So if you buy one of these things, up and away. First lift on this hoist. Stay there. It's going to be a very slow process. So it's not going to go up right now because I got to do something. Probably, maybe just with the wire. It might need to be a thicker wire. But I keep blowing the breaker, so I'll have to wait and see. Okay, try plugging it into the kitchen circuit. Let's see if it does any better. Oh, there we go. Joey, hey! This has been pretty good too, though. Huh. It looks pretty stable. I wouldn't go around pushing it around too much. Okay, down she goes. Okay, a quick review of the car hoist, the final little thoughts about what it was like to get in. The car's been up about 3 times now. The hoist itself has gone up and down 4 times without a car on it. So I haven't used it a whole lot, so I don't know what it's going to be like in 3 years. But just for now, I'm very happy with it. I just wanted to go through a couple of things. Where do we start? Okay, so I think, pretty sure the hoist was from China. The biggest car I have is 4,000 pounds. The hoist is good for 6,000 pounds, so I'm well within the limits. And these little cars, Honda and the Red Baron here, are about 2,500 pounds, I believe. The stability, the interesting thing is, on the diagrams that they give with the manual, they're showing the car hoist turn the other way, but as with a lot of these cars, they're so low to the ground, right? You can't really get the hoist in this way without jacking up the car first, and then all kinds of problems. So yeah, I've got it turned the other way, which is what I see most people have done on YouTube. I did something a bit wrong here, is I've left the car back too far, because the front of the hoist is over there underneath the engine. But that's going to be easily solved. I'm just going to raise the hoist, get the car off of here, run the wood about a foot past where it is now, roll the car forward, and that will get the engine back out from underneath the hoist. So that's not too big of a deal. And I'll just have to, these will just be extended to the furthest part forward that I can get it. So that should solve that problem. The next thing was getting it down the 400-foot driveway, getting it down the 40-foot worth of driveway. That was a YouTube video I saw of someone with a 500-foot driveway. It wasn't my idea, it was his idea, about using dollies. Just that gives someone else the kudos where kudos deserve going. Now you might have noticed that the quick connect, early on, I'd had it way back in under the car. Obviously that was not going to work because of the force you have to put on to try to get the quick connect in. It was just, and being way back here by the engine, under the engine, it just wasn't happening. So I did bring it out like to here. So, but then I decided, oh geez, I should have made it so that it would come around and come out front and come out over the side here. That's the only sensible way to do that, for me anyways, if you're going to use a quick connect. Yeah. So now the hydraulic stuff, some lines on the hydraulics you need Teflon tape on, but not all. So you want to go somewhere like I used Green Line. They're right across Canada for hydraulics, and they're the people I used and bought the quick connects from, and I got this, had them make up the longer tail to go back. Yeah, so they'll be able to tell you which joints to use the Teflon tape on. I'm not going to get into it here, but there's some joints you do and some joints you don't, and you should discover that before you go ahead and do it. The hydraulic oil spec, you should try and get the right hydraulic oil for your vehicle, for your car hoist. There are different hydraulic oils, and some of them are for the different types of bearing, or for the different types of seals and whatnot. Will degrade the seal faster if you don't use the right sort. That's basically where that comes from. So yeah, check your specs for your hydraulic oil. And like I said, I use green line, and you kind of have everything right there. So now, one thing I did do, and I don't think we can see it here, but I marked the concrete. You can barely see it. It's over there. There's some marking over there. With the yellow paint on all four corners where the hoist is, so I can put it back real fast. More for the level, because once you get it leveled, you don't want to have to do it again. Also, it gives you the right distances everywhere. Just makes it easier. Next, okay, the reason my car it wouldn't go up when it was first plugged in is I have a GFCI plug in my shed that is faulty, and it actually blows the circuit on just about, well, quite a few of the power tools. So that's the problem there. As soon as I plugged it into a wall outlet in the kitchen, I had no problems with it. So it's just the GFCI, faulty GFCI. The noise dropping with the car on it. I was going pretty slow. I was probably only at about a third of the way that it would go, a third the speed for going down. I really dropped it at the very last 9 inches to a foot, and it dropped real fast. I didn't want to go down that fast when I'm just dropping a car, just for stability. Okay, question is, would I buy it again? Yes, I would. Would I buy it again from Capital Automotive Equipment? And the answer to that is yes, I would. The actual buying process was excellent with them, but there was a miscommunication in the delivery. Would I get them to deliver it next time? No, I would probably just do it myself, especially when I found out the way they delivered it, which was on the back of a tow truck, a flat deck tow truck, and he just rolled it off the deck, lifted his deck, put it where it was, and then he just drove slowly forward, and it just came off. Yeah, I paid a lot. I paid $300 for the delivery, and I mean, what can you get a tow truck driver for? Maybe $60 from the distance I got to go. Maybe not even that. So, lesson learned. Would I get the delivery arrangement in writing? Yes. We didn't have it written down anywhere. We just had the sales, the amount and stuff, but nothing to do with the delivery. And so, yeah, I would get it written down, how it was supposed to be delivered, when it was supposed to be delivered. Part of the problem was I actually bought it through the Toronto office, and they have a Toronto office and a office in Surrey, and I dealt with the sales part through the Toronto office, and I should have just gone through the Surrey office. Unfortunately, there was a miscommunication there, and so things happen, life happens, whatever. Okay, the unit cost me $21.50 plus tax, not counting delivery. It's a good buy, definitely a good buy. When you look at the price of other ones, yeah, it was well worth it. So yeah, would I buy from Capital Automotive Equipment again? Yes, I would. Yeah, very much so. Hopefully I don't have to. This one I hopefully will be lasting me for years and years. I'll probably look at doing a review in 3 years' time when I've used it a whole bunch, and maybe let you know whether I still find it that good. But right now, yeah, I'm happy with it.